€63 million for a Ukrainian defender. Yes, you heard that right. He's a shining symbol of a new generation of Ukrainian footballers, inspiring millions of fans with his play and making the world talk about Ukrainian football with respect and hope. Ilya Zabarnyi, just 22 years old, a commanding center-back, and now a PSG player. His journey from a tiny room on the outskirts of Kyiv to the Champions League stage is a story that truly inspires. How did he become one of the most expensive Ukrainian footballers in history and earn the trust of Europe's top clubs? Let's find out. Ilya Zabarnyi was born on September 1st, 2002, in Kyiv, into a big family. His mother a doctor by profession, and his father, who also worked as a doctor, encouraged his sport interest from an early age, even though they were not directly involved in professional sports themselves. His parents were the first to notice his unstoppable energy and brought him to a football club. Ilya's childhood was spent in Troieshchyna, one of Kyiv's largest residential districts. Interestingly, as a child, he was particularly interested in football and didn't watch matches on TV. At first, the Zabarnyi family didn't have a spacious home, and for a while they all lived in one room. Ilya, his older brother, and their parents. Later, when his younger brother was born, the five of them had to share a small space. We lived in Troieshchyna. At first, there were four of us in one room. Me, my brother, and our mom and dad. Then my little brother came along, the youngest. So we were five in one room, but honestly it was fine. I wouldn't say it was bad. I never felt poor. I understood that my parents worked really hard. Of course, it's tough when three kids are playing and shouting in the same room. That's why my parents often took us out into nature to relax. Those moments were really special. I have such warm memories of my childhood, and I truly appreciate everything my parents did for us. Ilya took his first football steps at his local club, FK Troieshchyna, where he was captain. At that time, professional football wasn't the goal, it was just about spending time with friends and enjoying the game. The turning point came at age 12, when former Dynamo youth coach Serhiy Velechko noticed Zabarnyi at a local tournament and invited him to the academy. His first training session at the capital's club academy were a real challenge. Ilya Zabarnyi's professional football journey began at the legendary Dynamo Kyiv Academy, a place that has produced generation after generation of outstanding Ukrainian players. The year 2020 became a turning point in the young defender's career. A personal crisis in Dynamo Kyiv central defense, caused by a series of injuries to key players, unexpectedly opened the door to the first team for young talents, among them Zabarnyi. His Ukrainian Premier League debut came on September 11, 2020, in a match against Desna, Chernihiv, where he was called upon to replace the injured Oleksandr Timchik. Just a few days later, on September 15, Zabarnyi stepped onto the European stage for the first time, and what a debut it was! He played the full match in the Champions League qualifying round against Dutch side AZ Alkmaar, helping secure a 2-0 victory and progression to the next round. At only 18 years old, Zabarnyi became the second youngest player to debut for Dynamo in European competitions, 18 years and 14 days, behind only legendary Maxim Koval, who debuted at 17 years and 251 days in a match against Ajax. It is especially worth highlighting his performances in Europe's most prestigious club competition, the UEFA Champions League, as well as in the UEFA National League. In these high-stakes matches, Zabarnyi went up against world-class stars, such as Robert Lewandowski, Lionel Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo, gaining invaluable experience and proving his immense potential. When I first joined Dynamo, I didn't know anything, he says. The others already knew how to handle the ball, they were technically skilled, and I came in like a lumberjack. All I could do is run fast. I ran faster than everyone else, and maybe that's why they picked me. After that, the Dynamo Academy gave me the full foundation. Within just a few months, his progress amazed the coaches, and he quickly became a key player for the U14 team. When I started earning money at the Dynamo Academy, I made sure to help my parents. We bought a house. Well, not exactly a house, but a piece of land just outside Kyiv. We would go there and work on it ourselves. First, we had to level the ground, all with our own hands. Then, of course, we all pitched in, giving everything we had. Later, when I started earning a decent income, I bought my dad a car with my first bonus. You know, when you start standing on your own, at a conscious age, earning your own money and being able to give back, it's an incredible feeling. I think everyone should experience that. I had nothing of my own, but the first thing I did was for my parents. And I truly believe that was the right thing to do. Young people should be grateful because without them, I wouldn't have achieved anything. In a short time at Dynamo, Zabarnyi not only earned a spot in the first team, but also became a key defender. His reliability, ability to read the game and physical strength quickly made him indispensable at the back. The 2020-21 season was a triumph for Ilya. He played 21 league matches and played a major role in Dynamo winning the championship. His consistent and mature performances in crucial league and cup matches were key to the club's success and caught the attention of scouts from Europe's top leagues, who saw his potential as a top-level player. The winter transfer window of 2023 marked a new and pivotal stage in Zabarnyi's career. On January 31st, he officially joined English club Bournemouth. He took on an ambitious challenge, joining a team that was fighting hard to stay in the Premier League. The transfer fee, around 22.7 million euros, reflected the high valuation of the young Ukrainian defender by Bournemouth management. Moving to the world's most competitive and entertaining league is always a serious test, as the Premier League is known for its intensity, physicality, and fast-paced decision-making. Yet Ilya showed an impressive ability to adapt. You know, I was already used to hearing about transfers, but no one told me anything. No calls, no details, just news online. I was at training camp at that time, and I had even gotten injured, so by the time the transfer window was closing, I didn't think anything would happen. Then, on the very last day, they called me late in the evening and said, "You need to fly to London." I took the night flight and went immediately. Of course, my first thought was, what kind of club is Bournemouth? They were fighting to survive, and it was hard for me to gauge the level. But I always had a dream to play in the Premier League. I really wanted it because I understood the kind of football played there and who the players are. Honestly, when I got to the first training session, I was amazed. I thought, well, it's a bottom table club, but in reality, the players' level was very high. In training, no one just lost the ball. To take it away, you had to outsmart your opponent tactically. For me, it was shocking. It was especially tough because I arrived with an injury. It was my first serious injury, I was still recovering, and at first I simply couldn't keep up with the speed of the game or the pace of training. But I never doubted on my own level. I understood there was work to be done and it was only a matter of time. The club knew about my injury. I told them everything myself, and they consciously took the risk of signing me. They even postponed the medical initially because they were worried other clubs might interfere. Later at Bournemouth, I was told that many teams knew about my transfer and wanted to step in, but Bournemouth moved quickly to finalize the deal. I also wanted to say a few words about Dynamo. Of course, there were doubts whether to sell me or not, since it's not a top club, but I'm very grateful they kept their words and let me go. Historically, Dynamo doesn't easily let players leave, but I was lucky. At 20, I found myself in the Premier League. A big part of this belongs to Troieshchyna. He gave me the foundation I still stand on, and I am sincerely grateful to him. He had played over 80 matches in all competition for Bournemouth, quickly earning the trust of coaching staff and the admiration of the fans. His reliability in central defense, ability to engage in tough yet clean challenges, and the quality of his first pass became key elements of the team's defense strategy. Thanks to his physical attributes, height, and athleticism, he effectively contested powerful opposing attackers. Experts unanimously recognize him as one of the most promising young defenders in the league. Zabarnyi did not win any team trophies at Bournemouth, as the club remained stable but wasn't competing for top position in the league. Nevertheless, his personal progress was clear, and his consistent, confident performances in every match made a significant contribution to a team gradually strengthening its position in English elite football. According to Capology, as of April 2025, Ilya Zabarnyi's annual salary at Bournemouth was £2.5 million, placing him 8 till 11 among the club's highest paid players. According to the respected portal Transfermarkt, as of April 2025, Zabarnyi's market value was €30 million, making him one of the most expensive Ukrainian footballers and one of the highest valued central defenders in the world, ranking 27th globally. And yet, his journey at Bournemouth was only the beginning. This summer, Ilya Zabarnyi took a step every footballer's dreams of, leaving the English club to join a true football giant. On August 12, 2025, Zabarnyi officially became a Paris Saint-Germain player, making history as the first Ukrainian ever to join the Parisian powerhouse. For him, this is not just a transfer, but the start of a new era for Ukrainian football on the European stage. The player drew special interest from sporting director Luis Campos and head coach Luis Enrique. First of all, thank you. It's just unbelievable. I'm so proud, and I feel like I'm in the best place. For me, PSG is the best club in the world and the best project for my future. I'm here to give everything on the pitch. He admitted that he already felt the interest and warm support from fans in England who were following his move to Paris. That became a huge motivation for him, and now he is ready to prove he can be one of the leaders of the club's new project. Zabarnyi was particularly struck by PSG's style of play. It's very tactical football, and I like that. I fell in love with the Parisian style, the way they move, the way they combine. For me, it's top level, the Ukrainian said. Although only 22, he carried himself with the maturity of a much older player. His time in Ukraine and England toughened him, and now that experience will help him settle in France. I already have enough experience, and it will definitely help me in the future, but I still want to learn and develop, Zabarnyi added. He also spoke about meeting Luis Enrique's squad. Even back in Ukraine, he had seen how intense and passionate Enrique's team played. I faced Enrique's team before. They were very energetic, and I like it. I love that passion, and I want to bring it here too, he said. And to fans his message was simple.
Believe and and just support every match, every second, and we will give you everything.
Transfer details. Date: August 12, 2025. Contract: 5 years. Fee: €63 million plus €3 million in potential bonuses. With add-ons, the deal could reach €67 million. Dynamo Kyiv also secured a 20% sell-on clause. The move ranks as the 8th most expensive transfer in PSG's history and the club's record signing for a center-back, putting Zabarnyi alongside names like Angel Di Maria. Should he help PSG lift League One or the Champions League, performance bonuses could push the total package even higher, potentially eclipsing some of the club's all-time defensive signings. Talks between PSG and Bournemouth stretch across several months. The French giants first made a serious push in winter of 2025, but Bournemouth refused to part ways with their defensive leader mid-season. When negotiations resumed in the summer, Zabarnyi handled the situation with professionalism, reporting on time for pre-season, avoiding any drama, and staying committed until the very end. In today's transfer market, that kind of discipline is rare. His career is managed by Wasserman Agency, one of the most powerful groups representing elite players worldwide. At just 22, Zabarnyi is viewed as a long-term cornerstone of PSG's backline. After a historic treble-winning season, the Parisians were determined to reinforce central defense, especially with captain Marquinhos entering the later stages of his peak. Zabarnyi's blend of physical dominance, composure on the ball, and maturity beyond his years made him the perfect fit for PSG's next project. Ilya Zabarnyi brings an imposing presence to the backline. At 189 centimeters and 90 kilograms, he thrives at physical battles and dominates in the air. Rarely backing down, he consistently wins challenges and neutralizes opposing forwards. Beyond raw strength, he shows strong tactical awareness, maintaining compactness, closing space between the lines, and organizing the defensive unit. On the ball, Zabarnyi is equally reliable, comfortable playing progressive passes, spotting open lanes, and switch play on the long diagonals to fullbacks like Nuno Mendes or Achraf Hakimi. His time in England highlighted his efficiency. Duels won, majority across competitions, average pass length 26 plus meters, pass accuracy 82%, ball losses just 1.3 per match. This blend of physical dominance and football IQ makes him well suited for both the intensity of League One and the tactical demands of the Champions League. At PSG, Zabarnyi is expected to be the enforcer in central defense, taking on the toughest physical duels. While Pacho provides balance and distribution, Marquinhos will remain a mentor, easing Zabarnyi's transition and guiding his growth. With a contract running until 2030 and the ambition he's already shown, PSG clearly views him as a long-term pillar of their project. Zabarnyi has every chance not only to establish himself as a leader of PSG's defense, but also to become a new symbol of Ukrainian football on the European stage. Ilya Zabarnyi's path to the Ukrainian national team has been remarkably fast and impressive. In September 2020, at the age of 18, he was first called up to the Ukraine U21 squad. He made his debut on September 4, 2020 in UEFA European Under-21 Championship qualifying match against Denmark 1-1. Soon after, on October 7, 2020, a landmark moment came in the young defender's career, his senior debut for the Ukrainian national team. This took place at the legendary Stade de France, in a friendly match against a strong French side 1-7. Despite the heavy defeat, stepping onto the field in such a high-profile match demonstrated Zabarnyi's enormous potential. The national team coaching staff placed unquestionable trust in the young center-back. In the following matches on October 10 and 13, 2020, Zabarnyi started consecutively in key games at the NSC Olimpijski against football powerhouses Germany and Spain. In these challenging encounters, he played all 90 minutes, showing mature and confident defensive performances. Debuting for the national team in October 2020, Zabarnyi quickly became a key figure in Ukrainians' defense. A major milestone in his career was the UEFA Euro 2020 tournament, where he played in 5 matches, helping Ukraine reach the quarterfinals. His stable and confident play at such a high level showcased his immense potential and set an example for many young players dreaming of representing their country. Today, Zabarnyi has earned 47 caps for Ukraine, consistently demonstrating high-level performances and remaining one of the defensive leaders of the national team. Ilya Zabarnyi is widely recognized for his modesty and discretion when it comes to his personal life. He keeps the spotlight firmly on football, yet in June 2023 he reached an important milestone of the pitch, marrying his longtime partner Angelina. The couple's story began back in their school years, where they were classmates. Angelina, originally from Khmelnytsky, moved to Kyiv at the age of 14, where she and Ilya first connected. After graduation, she pursued her studies at Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv, specializing in English, French, and Spanish at the Faculty of Philology. What started as a school friendship gradually grew into a lasting relationship. In the fall of 2022, after nearly 5 years together, Ilya proposed. Their wedding took place on June 5th, 2023, in Ukraine, shortly after Zabarnyi's transfer to Bournemouth. The intimate ceremony was attended by close family, friends, and several of his former Dynamo Kyiv teammates. Away from the personal spotlight, Zabarnyi continues to progress relentlessly in his professional career. With maturity, consistency, and reliability at the highest level of European football, he has proven himself not only as a cornerstone for PSG and the Ukrainian national team, but also a symbol of discipline and ambition. The foundation is set for new achievements and greater victories ahead.